Welcome to I Know It Sounds
You heard
Crazy,
it.
but it's true podcast. I'm the host, BBJ, and this is
Calling Angel.
And Brisha.
Let's get into the segment called Situational Antidote, where we pick a subject and tell our story about it. Today's subject is airport fails. Our flight leaves at like 7, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you need to take the taxi." So we get in the taxi. We're rushing. We finally get there. It's 7:00, and mind you, we still had to go to TSA. So I was like, "Oh snap!" So then all we hear is our names on the intercom, and I was like, "I never heard nobody say my name on the intercom."
Yep, they do that. Yep.
I said, "Hey yo!" Oh, I was like, we late. Wait, we late." And then I was like, "Look." So then my cousin is sitting there struggling to carry his bags, my bags, and I'm trying to hold the plane for us. So we running down, and it's not even like it was like the first part of the airport. It's all the way at the end of the airport. So we running. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna hold the plane for you." And he was like, "I ain't doing this shit. I'll meet you there. Fuck it. I don't care now." And we finally get there. Long story short, we got to our flight on time, but we had to come back to the airport, which is another 2-hour drive to get our luggage because they put our luggage on the next flight.
Well, you're lucky you got on the plane.
That is true because I was not
You're
trying to
definitely lucky that you got on the plane.
Yeah, we definitely made it with like maybe a minute to spare.
And I'm assuming that, the club will shut down around 3. I'm thinking Vegas is probably just like an hour longer than Baltimore. So I'm in there. I'm drunk. Drinking, dancing my ass off. Not checking the time. I don't even think I had my phone on me and my watch. I'm one of those people who just have a watch because it's stylish, not to actually set it. Because I'm not about to sit up there and look for batteries when I have a phone. So dancing. My sister's like, "I'm getting tired." And I'm like, "Well, once the party dies down, we can leave." She's like, "All right, I'm going to go to the room." I'm like, "Fine, I'll just dance for another like 30 minutes or whatever." So like 15 minutes pass. Our room is like not even far away. It's like 5-6 minutes away. I see her. She's running back into the thing. She's like, "Angel, it's 6:30. Ooh. I'm like, "Oh my God, what do you mean it's 6:30? And now that I'm actually looking, the sun is starting to rise. I'm like, shit, I thought the clubs closed at a certain time. Boom. Almost missed my flight. Thank God, everything worked out where it went through. But I was like, it's just the difference. I wish Baltimore clubs didn't close until 6. That would be awesome. A whole bunch of no, never mind, because I'm not staying out that long in this.
What about you, Joseph?
Yeah.
All right. I have 2 stories. The first one is me and BBJ when we were younger. We went to Florida, right? So it's me, her, and her parents. I noticed her mom had a kind of floral-looking. It could have almost been a carry-on. It's like a small little bag that she tucked in. So when we get off the plane in Florida, I see her bag. So okay, let me just pick it up off the conveyor belt. So I'm like, "Oh, here, I got your bag." And she's looking at me like, "That's not my bag." I was like, "Oh God." So I had to run and put it back. So while on the themes of almost missing flights, the last time I went back to Trinidad, I don't know why my grandparents just had this obsession of feeding me Chinese food. Like, I don't eat Trini food. I don't know. I'm not going to refuse a meal, but like, I didn't come all the way down here to eat Chinese food, but they make it a point to get me Chinese food. So it is like an hour before I'm supposed to go. And that's when my grandfather just comes in with the Chinese food. And I'm like, "Hey, we gotta go." And they're like, "No, eat the Chinese food before you go so you're not hungry." And I'm like, "I'm gonna be fine. I can eat it in the car. I can eat it like, if they let me, I can just put it in my carry-on and eat it there." And they're like, "No, sit here and eat it."
That's not how this works.
It didn't even taste good. So I'm sitting there like forcing myself to eat this Chinese food.
That's not good.
Doesn't taste good at all. And then I get there it's like 30 minutes before I have to go. And then on top of that, I'm flying internationally. So I have to go through extra security. I get there and my bag is overweight because I'm taking some stuff back up. So I'm like, God. So then with 30 minutes, I had to go and I had to change out some things, put some stuff in my carry-on, like trying to figure out how I can make this bag lighter. And then I had to rush. Then I had Cards Against Humanity in my carry-on. And for whatever reason, every single airport I travel with that in my bag, I have to be pat down and I have to look in the box from the Cards Against Humanity. So that held me up too. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like literally I got all the way up to the gate, sat down, and that's when they started boarding. I just literally took the weights off my body in the chair and they called me up. I was like, oh God. I remember I got up to the gate and they're like, oh no, you need to go. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Well, very interesting story. So our guest today is a model. And she's trying to save everybody's life with a syringe a day. So we're going to be speaking to Queen Yas today. Our topic for the day is airport fails. We need a funny story for when you went to the airport and it totally failed on y'all.
Okay, so I thought that I could be, bold and take a weed brownie on my trip to Miami. And before I got through the gates, I got paranoid, so I just ate the whole thing. And then got on my flight.
Best flight ever?
No, I can't tell you.
That's so funny.
I was scared to go through the security. I was like, the dog went past me and I just watched it the whole time. And it watched me. I was like so scared the whole time.
Yo was trying to get locked up before she got to Miami.
Before she could go and have Miami fun, you was trying to get detained.
I was like, it's a regular brownie. It don't smell. As soon as I hit the door, I smelled it. Like, I was like, oh shit, they gonna catch me. I gotta finish this right here. And worst decision ever. Like, by myself. Somebody was like, you want me to help you? No, I got this.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah, what about you, Shara?
I honestly don't have any fails for the airport. I mean, I guess I can call this a fail. When I joined the Navy, I go to get on the plane, get to the Chicago airport. You go to talk to them, like, yeah, I'm such and such. They're like, oh, and they talk to you real nice. As soon as they see your name on the list, turns around and be like, hey, all right, go sit down, Indian style recruit. Female, hey, get over there and sit down and don't say nothing.
Dang.
Wow.
What?
Female.
That's female very quickly.
No. But yeah, that's a fail. I mean, it was a great experience, but wow.
Yeah, that happened very abrupt.
It took me a while to get used to the female part. I was like, that sounds so much like bitch, but you know what?
Right.
I get
so
it.
close.
I understood it later on,
No, that translated into
it. Definitely.
That translated definitely into that.
You know how when they say the word on the news, thug, and I hear nigger?
For real.
Yeah.
Female. Bitch. I think they're two different terms for the same exact thing. Like, well there. You can comment.
Well, guys, do y'all have any more follow-up questions for either Queen Yas and Shara?
See, I really want to know how your trip was.
Oh,
I really need to know, like, what?
Oh, that was the worst trip. Fuck Miami. That's how I feel after that trip. It was like the most fun, but the worst trip ever. We got there. We didn't have a hotel.
Money. That's all I remember from. I wasn't on the trip, but from the story, I just know she just lost us out on some money, That's all I can remember.
That's not how I do that.
Oh,
It was like 3:00 and we still on South Beach, the boardwalk, and I'm just twerking in this bright ass pink rainbow skirt, just looking ratchet. I was young as like 18. It was no, it was 19. One of those. I just got down there. So then all my friends was like, Aisha, turn around. I was like, no, it's like guys hollering at me. And then as soon like they finally start pulling off, and I just see Team Mayweather, and they was like, Floyd was trying to talk to you, and I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I lost out on some money. I would have pretended to be straight for a night.
Dang, we could have been set up.
Turned the fuck around when I heard, "Hey, shawty." That's a lesson. Y'all should start learning. Like, at least look, okay?
Right. That is a lesson. That is definitely a lesson.
But I was mad because I had lost my phone. We didn't have nowhere to stay. We stayed on the beach that night. Like,
Wait, what?
Oh
we
God.
didn't get our hotel to the next
Wait,
day.
so you didn't think that was an important part of the story?
I'm so
Right.
I cut her off. That was my fault. I apologize.
That's why it was a fuck Miami. Like, I was over it. Somebody trying to holler at me, I did not care. No, I was not turning around. I was enjoying my drink and twerking. Like, that's all I cared for. I need to go back though. We need to change that experience.
So I hear a Miami trip in the future. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Right.
After this pandemic shit, because
After, honey. After.
They tripping in Miami.
they tripping. Like, have y'all seen the pictures of spring break?
Yes.
It was
Big
like
picture.
500 people in this one picture. I only saw 2 masks. It's crazy.
That sounds like COVID all over that.
I want snow puck.
That was very interesting. She had a wild ass night in Miami. That's the type of Miami
Okay,
trip I
honey.
need.
Mhm.
No,
Reminds me of
let's go
Mexico.
and shoot his shot at me. Woo, baby. I'm getting
Okay.
pregnant that night.
Oh God. Simone.
We gonna be set for life, y'all. All right, I'm
Set,
joking.
honey.
I'm joking.
No, you're dead serious.
I'm really joking.
Joking.
I'm joking.
Wink, wink.
So, what is your definition of friendship? Like, what gives you the right to say, all right, that's my friend right there?
For me,
Either.
go ahead, Brescia.
For me, like I'm very reserved. I am incredibly reserved. I think now that I'm getting older, I'm getting a little bit better at it. But oh my goodness, when I used to go to BBJ's house and she would have a party, I literally did not know how to socialize with people. So like I didn't dance, I didn't talk to anybody. I couldn't do it. I didn't have the skills to do so.
Even if I try to force you to.
Yeah, she would literally like pick me up and like have me stand there, and I can't socialize. So it takes a lot of communication, a lot of getting to know you as a person. I just have to feel out your personality for me to be like, okay, you're cool, I like you, you're my friend or whatever.
What about you, Angel?
All right, so for me, it's weird. So like friendship, I don't know. I have a lot of people who I call like friends, but the word friend in itself to me doesn't mean. I almost use friends as what I would say like associates. The people who are close to me are family because of the way we grew up, you know. And I've always been, don't get me wrong, I am a social butterfly. I can make acquaintances or friends anywhere I go. I have the first time me and Brisha went out to one of the conventions, you know, she was telling me how she had never actually, you know, made friends there. I have people from, you know, my first time there, we talk on almost a weekly, it's definitely a weekly basis, almost a daily basis, because that's how friendly and sociable I am. Now, for me, my quote unquote friends, I'm doing the podcast with, like, these are what normal people would call their friends. I consider them family. So is there a friendship there? Yes. Do they get on my nerves every once in a while? Absolutely. Would I change them for the world? Absolutely not. Just for me, as far as friendship, that's just with me though. Like, you guys are family to me. Like, I know your parents. We've eaten together. Like, we've broke bread together. I would feel comfortable spending the night at any one of your guys' house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's family to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have that many friends, even though people do believe that I do have a lot.
I was just
Your
gonna say,
family
man.
is just big.
Yeah,
to me.
I don't really have a lot of friends. I have a lot of associates, but I don't have a lot of friends. And I have a big enough family to not have friends in order to
Mhm.
accommodate that, because I have too many cousins. I really do.
That's how I feel.
I have way too many cousins, and that's one thing I used to tell people when I was going for my degree, is that I didn't come here for friends. I came here for my degree. And I didn't care if people did get upset about the fact. Like, that might sound a little bit harsh, but that was the truth and the fact. I didn't come here for any friendship at all. I came here for my degree. Now, if we became friends afterwards, hey, by all means. But if we don't, fuck you. I really don't care. So that's just how I feel about it. I didn't, though. At that time, I was a little bit more ruthless then. I'm not that ruthless now. But yeah, but that's really how I feel. But I had, like I said, I have a lot of acquaintances that I'll sit there and chill with, maybe. But I don't have, I have maybe a select few of friends that I can trust with. If I go out, I know for a fact I can come back home safely. And that's what I can consider as an actual friend. Now, if we've known each other longer than 5 years or so, I just start calling you cousin, because after a while you just end up, especially if you start annoying me multiple occasions. I feel like the more you irk my nerves,
Shout out to your homies, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my god, I swear they do. And that's genuinely. Now, when do you feel like you need to promote people to friend, or demote people from being to an acquaintance or just a stranger?
If I've seen them naked, that's definitely on some friendship shit. Just the trust, and the trust level has to be there. Like, for either one of them, BBJ or Brisha, I can leave my house and go and, go to the grocery store, go over to my mom's house and spend the night, and know that nothing's going to come up missing. They're not going to disrespect my house in a way that they would, they would treat my house like it is theirs. That type of thing makes you a strong friend family. The rest of them are...
So when is it that when you're going to demote them? Like, what's that crossing point where you demote them from being either an acquaintance or a stranger again?
Okay, so you have to do some foul shit. Like, you have to really do some foul shit. Let's say, try and sleep with my man. Foul shit. You're demoted. Get the fuck out of here. You break something in my house, don't tell me, and don't try to fix it. Me and my significant other were talking about that the other day. There's no reason to lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's literally, I'm here for you, you're here for me. And that's with my friendship. With you two are like relationships without sex.
Brisha, please
Okay.
before she continues.
Well, okay. Here's how you guys got demoted. I had two situations where both you guys had literally dropped everything to come and help me.
It was insignificant to me, but hearing the way that you talked about it, I understand what you're saying. I say that all the time because you two guys have been there through so much. And then, it's probably like little insignificant things to y'all, but it means a lot to the person at the time. So I definitely get that.
So to continue that, so where's that point where you would demote a friend?
We would really demote, but like what Angel said, like stealing, interfering with romantic relationships where there was no reason to. Like, it's one thing if like you see a problem arising and you're like, hey, watch out for this. But like, trying to talk to my man, like, for what?
There's millions of fucking
sketchy.
Men. Get your own.
Yeah, just being sketchy.
I'm going to interject on that being sketchy thing, because you know what happens sometimes too? Like, if sometimes you guys are trying to plan a surprise, people can act sketchy trying not to give away the surprise. So I don't consider that one because I've been in situations where that bitch ain't up to no good. Mm-hmm. I'm watching her. Now I'm watching your every fucking move like a damn crazy ass stalker to find out that you was trying to plan a surprise birthday party and not give it away from me. Now look, I look like a dumbass. So it depends on what sketchy. All of those situations are circumstantial.
And I think it's like an obvious thing. Like you know when you hurt me. You know, it's not gonna be a surprise.
Very much.
Oh, I didn't think that this would hurt your feelings. Well, not your feelings, but I didn't think that this would, like, no, you would have known.
I was just gonna say, don't anybody in this podcast care about anybody else's feelings.
I care, but
you're the worst of it. Actually, you're the absolute worst about caring about other people's feelings in this podcast. Okay, Brisha, can I get a second opinion on that?
Yo,
she's the worst on that.
You just mean. You tell it how it is, and you just tell the truth. Let's put it like that.
I feel like she contemplates on the worst way to tell us.
Yes.
That is not true.
Be like, what is the rudest way that I can tell Brisha she ashy?
That is not
What
true.
is the rudest way I can tell Angel her hair is jacked? Thinks about it. Boom, found a way. Let me tell him now.
No, let me tell you what BBJ would say. We would be like, Angel would be like, Tabrice, can you be quiet? Because I'm like being loud, right? And she would say it just like that. Then BBJ is like, yo, Angel said, you need to shut up, you being loud, and you ugly.
Add a whole bunch of extra shit that nobody say, wasn't nobody thinking. But guess that's a laugh.
I plead the fifth for all these accusations that are being
You better,
towards
because
me.
you can't say that you never said it.
Anyway, to continue, but a lot of little things do help people move on with friendships or things like that. Do you believe that it's important to have a friendship with someone before you get involved? Or do you think it's bad?
No, I think
it's not bad.
It's
definitely not bad. It can be important. You know what? I'm going to say yes. It's important. As long as you guys have stuff in common to do, like you can't just go on physical attraction, and that's a lot of times where people mess up. Yeah, he fine. We go to hang out. I like bowling. You like hiking.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, but then I heard a lot of people say opposites attract as well.
But then you would have to know that beforehand, because it could be only some certain opposites attract. Not all opposites attract.
I need you to be at least intelligent in order for me to be a friend with you. Because if you dumb, oh Lord, I'm gonna have so many smart things to call you dumb, and you're not even going to know.
The test has determined that was a lie, honey.
What?
Yeah, I need only smart people. I can't date stupid people.
No more.
No more.
No, I only did it
you
one
gave
time
the
in my life,
people
and I
a
can't do it
chance,
again.
but now you see, like, no.
Yeah. I did it one time in the past as a child, and when he told me he told me he didn't know what foreshadowing was, and I said, "Yeah, I can't do this."
Well, no, English might not have been their subject.
Nothing.
No,
nothing
that
was their subject.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
there was much more to that.
Yeah, when this man tapped me and said, baby, I don't know what you're talking about," and I said,
"You're an idiot.
I need to talk to smarter people on my level." I feel like also with the older people and their sayings, because it's a lot of people that go off of, oh, people are fake and this and everything like that, especially with our generation. A lot of our generation don't trust everybody because too many shady things be happening behind scenes. I feel like with the older generation that says, especially with my grandmother and my mother, they always say, you're good. You'll be lucky to get at least one good friend in your lifetime.
Well, that's because also that older generation.
And if you find more, then you're on set, but most likely you only really have two good friends in your whole life.
I feel like that older generation let a lot of shit slide that shouldn't have slid.
Right.
a lot of shit slide. Like when I hear some of the stories from my grandparents, be like, I'd have been bust that bitch in her. You know what? I'd be thinking it. Obviously, I don't say that to my grandmother, but I'd be like, how did you deal with that? How did you deal with that as a friend? And then you up there hugging up and kissing up, and they invited into your house, but they was trying to talk to your man. They was trying, to do like some shady ass shit. But then again, that's a whole different generation because, especially with the women, they would let shit slide. Oh, you wouldn't know about Grandpa so and so's secret family until the funeral. I'm definitely about to shoot up.
Don't think this is just now happening.
Do you disagree with the statement as well that you're only going to get 1 to 2 good friends in your lifetime?
Maybe because
considering the fact that me and Brisha only have 2 friends.
Right, the gang is literally all here.
Outside of my family, who was like,
you only have so many people that can have all the experiences or similar experiences to you, and then also have the same mindset as you. So I feel like sometimes you might have family or people that you are friends with to be like, they have the same mindset as you, so that's why you connect. But then some people, they also have the same background as you, so they understand why you do some things. But it's very rare that you might have that in one person.
Who did you think was the friend but ended up becoming, like, you don't have to say their name, but like who ended up becoming like a serious not friend, like enemy almost, because they did some foul.
And Brisha, you can go ahead because I got at least a couple.
Damn.
So when I was in middle school, I was friends with
it always
this
starts
girl.
there.
Right. It's always in middle school. So I had just moved to Baltimore. So I have lived other places. Now, when you are not from Baltimore and you see how some of these people like are, you're like, what the heck? Like, maybe I was spoiled. No, I am spoiled. I'm spoiled. I'm absolutely spoiled. So when I was in middle school, like, I was very how to
sheltered.
put it, very yes, boom. I was very sheltered. So coming to Baltimore and seeing how people act, I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? So I guess there was this other little girl. Obviously, I didn't like her. I didn't like her behavior. I didn't like how she carried herself. But whatever, I'm not the person like, I don't like you, let's fight. Like, no, if I don't like you, I'm just gonna stay away from you. Like, what is fighting gonna change, right? So I thought friend, she calls me on the phone and she asks me, oh, what do you think about the girl I don't like? And then I'm like, well, I was just straight up with her. I'm like, this is why I don't like her. And she's like, oh, okay, hangs the phone. And then the girl comes up, she's like, oh, I was actually on 3-way with you and I heard everything that you said. And then wanted to get she couldn't even do it herself, had to go and get her cousins, which were absolutely the worst, and come and try to fight me because I don't like her. And then here's where it falls on me. After I confronted my quote unquote friend, I told her, I'm like, I really didn't appreciate that. That was awful for you to do. So it was a while. I was upset with her, but we got over it. Whatever. And she does it again. She doesn't do it in the same way, but she pretty much does the same thing. And I was like, okay, cool.
That's because you ain't learned your lesson the first time.
I was also like,
it ain't nothing. Cuss that bitch off.
I was 12 and sheltered.
True. I never had an issue cutting people off because I always knew there was tons of people. Definitely. What about you, BBJ? Have you had a friend that, you thought was a really close friend and ended up being like a total enemy?
Several. I had at least maybe in my whole time from middle school to high school, maybe 4.
All right. Tell us the word.
One was maybe no, I already knew she was shady, so that one wasn't the worst. And I eventually ended up making up with her because of my other best friend. Another one ended up stopped talking to me when I thought we were really close, but she was bipolar, was because she tried to tell me that she wasn't, how can I put it in the correct way? She wasn't ethnically good enough to be my friend.
You're just gonna have to tell me, because I don't understand that. What do you mean good enough ethnically to be?
She basically wasn't saying that she didn't feel like she was black enough to be my friend. She didn't do enough black things or black activities for her to be considered as my friend.
Oh, so you're the authority on blackness, apparently.
Apparently. She didn't become an enemy. She just became someone that I didn't want to associate myself with. Because if you have that mindset already from the beginning, then I don't want to deal with it. You would have definitely known that had nothing to do with anything if you ever met Brisha.
Damn.
If you ever met Brisha, you would have definitely known that was never a problem. Never a problem. But she couldn't get it through her head. She just thought that because of a certain situation, she just didn't fit the criteria to be my friend anymore. So she went on and didn't want to be it anymore. Another one stopped talking to me over because I didn't want to give someone else's business up, and she got upset and called me fake for it. That's not my problem either. Not gonna stay here and just make rumors around. So I've had my share of people that I thought I can be close with and I can actually rely on, and they end up doing a lot of stupid stuff, not even behind my back, but doing a lot of stupid things, and I just couldn't trust it. So I learned the hard way when I was younger to adult age.
That sucks. I'm sorry you guys had to deal with that.
Do you not have one?
Yeah.
I probably only had one, and I learned my lesson from them not to get close to people. Honestly, that's what I took from that. Was one kid in high school. We were cool. They imitated me a lot. Like, I would go, and not to say that, for some reason I was always popular, and half the times I wouldn't even remember these people's names. And it wasn't because, like, I was that queen bee, like, was just a mean person. If we didn't talk on a regular, I don't remember a lot of shit. So, like, it's just like, to me, it's almost like it's filed under unimportant because it's not like we see each other on a regular basis. I'm very rarely going to talk to you. But this one person, like, would come in and I would get a shirt, and it wouldn't even be it's a fucking Kmart shirt. And I would have it, and then, 3 days later, they would have the same exact shirt.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay. So, like, I was always told, what is it? That imitation is the,
imitation.
Yes. Imitation is the best form of flattery. I was, okay. So they just kind of want to be like me. I mean, I guess that's cool or whatever. But then they tried, on one of our trips, I went to an art school. So we had a lot of music trips where we would go and sing or whatever. And the guy that I was dealing with at the time told me on the trip that said person was trying to sleep with them. And I was like, I was trying not to believe it, but then he was like, watch. So I went on the balcony, and while there was this like small gathering party, it was like 10 of us in there. I went on the balcony, and I guess the person didn't know I was there and pushed up all on top of him. Well, it went ugly from there. Let's just say I had to end up paying the room, paying the hotel a couple, a good $600 for a room.
Yikes.
Damages. Because that's, like, to me, an ultimate betrayal. Like, there's hundreds. We went to a school of 1,200 people. There's literally, if you wanted anybody on the school, there was literally over 1,000 people that you could choose from. Why would you go after the one who you say that I'm supposed to be a friend, but why would you go after my man? So, like, that was like, all right, cool. I can't trust anybody, especially if they don't have their own personality. But BBJ and Brisha changed my mind on that, so I guess you two hoes.
Mommy gotta do
All
all
right.
that. That could have been a sweet moment, but nope.
But yeah, that's it for my frenemy.
Well, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thanks for listening. Please like, comment with ideas you would like to hear us talk about, and share with everybody that you know. Thanks again for joining us again today.
Bye.
See ya.